Hello? Hello? Is this Jot's shop? We heard on CoonNet there was a truck here. Does it have any snacks in it?
Welcome back to Jot's shop.
In this video, we'll show what we have to do to remove the Inline 6 223 engine from the frame. We'll also inspect the frame to see its overall condition. But before we start, please remember to subscribe and also ring that notification bell. This really helps our channel get additional viewers and support. To remove the engine, we're first going to have to take off the drive shaft. 4 bolts for the universal joint attaching the drive shaft to the rear axle. A liberal soaking of PB Blaster, along with some good old leverage, release the universal joint bolts. After the universal joint was completely free, the spline shaft pulled out of the transmission. By the way, if you're curious, the drive shaft isn't very heavy at all. With a little bit of cleanup, the drive shaft should be good to go. Next, we'll remove the exhaust. It's a simple unbolting of 2 bolts. So now we're ready to loosen the engine from the frame. But wait, do we have a place to put the engine once it's free of the frame? Not yet, so we better make an engine stand. The boss and I made a road trip to our steel provider. We picked up the materials we needed and then made the cuts. We have 2 adjustable cross braces, the 4 wheel extensions and the wheel plates, and the 2-inch square tubing for the base. We also have heavy-duty 6-inch steel casters. We needed large casters so the engine crane legs would fit under the base. We unleashed our trusty welder to put together the base. We also welded the wheel plates onto the leg extensions. Here we show how the cross braces, where the engine will actually sit, are adjustable for different size engines. To attach the lifting arm, the shop manual for the Ford shows a specialized tool for lifting the engine out. Obviously, those tools aren't made anymore. So we replaced 2 of the cylinder head bolts with 5-inch grade 8 bolts. The normal cylinder head bolts are only 4 inches long, but we wanted to be longer than that so the lift arm could be easily attached without damaging the engine. Here's the load leveler attached to the engine. Finally, we can remove the 4 engine mounting bolts. There are 2 at the front of the engine and 2 at the rear under the clutch housing. We slowly lifted the engine up. We did have some safety straps on it in case things started to go bad. However, the 2 heavy-duty 5-inch bolts held the engine without any problems. As usual, the engine required a little bit of persuasion to get it out. Once the engine was clear of the frame, we rolled the frame away. We widened the stance of our engine stand a bit. We then moved the stand below the engine and let it down. Once we had it down, we were able to fabricate the 4 adjustable engine mounting posts. After the engine was attached to the mounting post and all the posts adjusted properly, we tightened all nuts and bolts. The boss cleaned around the wheels so that they would roll easily. Finally, we moved the engine below the front clip of the truck for temporary storage. The cab rolled in front of it, and it left enough room in the shop for what we still have to do. Finally, we want to inspect the frame, but the boss has to move the frame back into the shop. We did a visual inspection of the frame, and although it was rusty, it appears that it's mostly surface rust. There were no areas that were completely rusted away. All the edges seemed clean. Flat areas all seem solid as we hit them with a hammer. So hopefully there won't be any problems reusing our frame. We hope you enjoyed our video. It would really help us out if you pressed that like button. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and press that notification bell. So what's next on our restoration? The boss made the decision that the frame should be sandblasted before we paint it. So we'll call someone in to do that. We'll also be ordering new rear leaf springs to install, and then also decide our approach to the front suspension and steering. Thanks for watching. Remember that all comments on our suggestions are always welcome.
That's all, folks, and thanks for watching. There's more videos to come on the truck. Bye-bye.